I guess to summarize,
Yeah.
did you hear about Bron? Did Bron and his wife, I forget her name at the moment, but they have an interesting relationship, a bit strained, but what is it? Catherine, the girl's mother, seems to trust him, which is good considering that they have a relationship with one another, a relationship that his wife does not appear to know about. So probably keep that under wraps. Let's see. Yeah, we get back to Davis. Davis still seems to be suspect. Did you hear about the ransom note? I'm not sure if we mentioned that. Catherine found a ransom note under her door.
Ransom note.
Yeah, but the note...
What'd the ransom note say?
if you want to see your daughter again, drop gold off at the cave tonight, and we'll return it. But it was kind of poor handwriting. The ink was smeared, and we kind of suspect that it's Philea, if you'll remember the drunken tiefling girl who...
Well, I would love to have an excuse to just kick her till Candy comes out.
We tried finding her. We went to the place where we were told she was sleeping. Turned out to be a warehouse full of rare inks and that sort of thing. Looks like she had been kind of shacking up in there as a place to bed down. We assume she got the ink from one of the crates that was being stored in there and used that for this letter. But we kind of have the suspicion that she's just trying to make a quick bit of change on the whole situation.
My one interaction with her, I was really close to using my rabbit stick on her. So
yeah, I mean she's a bit abrasive at times. That's very true. Who else there?
I thought she was the herbalist. She's not the herbalist?
That's Winifred.
I'm getting my name.
Yeah, Winifred is the herbalist. Okay. She's still a bit suspicious, showing up on top of the cave at night, picking moon blossoms or whatever. And the blood on the cave wall was about of a height of hers. Remember it was close to my eye level. So, halflings and gnomes were similarly statured. So I suppose if she was the one going in and out of this portal space, she might have marked the wall in a similar height.
I'm a little stymied. I mean, usually, we could... All I can think to do is be observant, maybe do some night observations, watch some people's habits. Typical investigative stuff. Hargus, of course, will be trying to play in the bars because that's typically, people have some drink, they're having a good time, and he eavesdrops. That's where he picks up most of his intelligence. At least that's the motivation. That's one of his ulterior motives in playing in all the bars, is to pick up, these sort of tidbits. And, but apparently nothing really has been revealed to him, and that's why I'll continue to do that whenever, early evenings till the bar closings. I'll continue to just bide my trade and be lavish with my coin as much as I can. Anything I make in the taverns, I'll use to lubricate people's tongues. Sorry, that's awkward. I'll work on it. And, get my sleep in the mornings and be ready to do any investigation or observation in late night.
Yeah.
In the witching hour when these things usually happen.
I think part of the problem is that there were so few people in the town when this occurred. There just a lack of people who were possible to be first-hand witnesses, really. It was really just these few people. I'd say as far as... we really didn't eliminate too many in the way of possible suspects. I mean, Winifred, the herbalist, was just strange walking around the cave. Siliqui, we still haven't talked to. She's the woman out by the dig site. We could still try and figure out what's going on with her. Um,
Yeah,
if
I
she's,
wouldn't mind doing some more interaction with her.
yeah, if she's
But her lack of concern about the child.
right, right, yeah. Well, I mean, that really goes for for everybody we've spoken to. No one seems concerned really, except for the mother. I mean, Bron,
Yeah.
Bron the baker was fairly concerned, I suppose. To be fair, his wife not as much, um, but yeah, Winifred, Siliqui, Davis, the tiefling woman, they all seemed fairly flippant about the whole matter. So,
Now, when did the archivist, was she an archivist?
the elf woman out in the forest looking at the ruins.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. When did she say we could talk to her? Maybe we can take that serious and press her.
well, she said last
She
night.
said that you could. Yeah, she said she researches those ruins all day, and so she's like, I suppose I could talk with you tonight, but you didn't show up because you were staking out the cave.
Yeah, we kind of missed her.
Do I know anything? Have I been able to discern or learn anything about the ruins to perhaps help her so I could open some kind of conversation with her?
You do know that the innkeeper said that she has been renting a room there at the Wanderer's Rest for about a month and a half or so, and every day she just gets up first thing and goes out into the woods to research, and then comes back in the evening to sleep for the night, and that's about it. So he hasn't really interacted with her much. She doesn't really eat there, except in the evenings right before bed or whatever, and she just takes the food up to her room, and that's it. And so she just seems really antisocial or something, so that nobody really knows much about Soliloquy.
Well, we know what time she comes back in town. So what do y'all think if I was to meet her, or we could meet her? I don't want to eliminate, exclude you. What if we met her, as she's leaving the ruins? We have a conversation. We can have a conversation on the way back to town with her.
We could try that.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, we could try that. We could see how things progress too. I mean, we've still got a good part of the day left. Who would? Should we try and speak with Davis or let's see, who else in town here? I mean, Davis is really the only one in town right now that we know of.
Nobody's been any more suspicious. The wizard guy has been the most suspicious, but nobody's really stood out any more than anybody else to me.
No, I mean, we're getting to a motivation kind of issue here. It's like what was the motivation for it? Which is one of the things that I thought was kind of an interesting component of Siliqui, in that she's doing this research into these ruins, and perhaps there's some ulterior motives behind what she's trying to uncover or achieve there. It would be nice to find out the nature of these ruins, to see if perhaps there's some relationship to this portal, or maybe the portal's what she's actually after here or something. We don't really know.
Well, yeah, and that was one of my thoughts, was we could bring up the fact that it seems like there may have been a beholder, and even maybe bring up the cave entrance. I don't mind just sharing it with her. I mean, that's not what our priority is. And it might reveal something if she finds out we know the entrance to this portal area.
Right.
I mean, if she's a true archivist or whatever.
Right. Well, and then that was kind of the other side of things too. If trying to leverage the knowledge of this portal with these people, to see if we could get them either to express an interest in knowing about it, or perhaps betray a knowledge of it, that sort of thing. So maybe we could.
Yeah. We could separate the baker's wife from the baker. We make it pressure her. I mean,
we did
just
talk
get
to
her
her
to confess whatever.
Yeah, we did talk to
motivation
her.
is.
We talked to her and the baker for a while earlier this morning, and I mean, of everybody, they seem the least likely, along with the mother, to be involved in it.
Well, let's just. So, who were you wanting to talk to?
I'd say we've got.
I'm getting lost.
I know. I'd say wizard.
You can look in the. I have a channel called NPC Art, and they are all at the bottom. If that helps you kind of visualize them.
Yeah, really, I'd say Winifred, the halfling herbalist, Davis, the human wizard, and Siliqui, the elven archivist, archaeologist, whatever you'd like to describe her as, historian, are the three right now that are kind of on.
Who was the wizard?
On the top of the list for.
What was the wizard's name?
Davis.
Davis. I thought I wrote these down, but
in the afternoon right now.
About 1.
So, well, let's try to talk to Winifred. Do you want to?
I think Winifred's a good one to speak with. I was thinking we might do Davis because he's in town, then go Winifred on our way out of town, and then try and meet with Siliqui because she's the furthest out, and then kind of loop our way back after that, perhaps.
Let's do that then.
All right, so Davis it is. We'll talk to Davis. We were going to ask him about his broken arcane focus. That was one thing. We did find that arcane focus in a trash heap near the house. He had said that what's the tiefling woman's name? Philea. He had said Philea had stolen it from him and tried to blackmail him, ransom it back to him, sort of. So we'll see maybe if he can talk about that at all, if he'd given any sort of arcane focus maybe to the girl, and then just talk to him about what he could maybe tell us about the cave in general, to see if he has any indication of something secret about it. Maybe we could, use the portal as sort of a last minute sort of, gotcha with it, and see if we could get a reaction out of him if he doesn't volunteer anything. Maybe sort of question him that way. Just kind of.
Let's do it.
All right. Davis it is then. We'll mosey our way on down to Davis.
I'm swagger.
Swagger.
You can mosey. I'm swagger.
I'll mosey. Do you, have you had any roasted crickets yet?
No, thank you, laddie.
Really good. Shakes his head.
I don't even have anything ready to say. Just no.
All right. One of these days, you're all going to be in a spot, and believe you me, you're going to be thankful.
Well, I'm starving on that lifeboat, and my choice is eating you or eating those crickets. I'll explain it to your corpse while I'm eating your crickets.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Poor Jasper.
Or your bones, rather, because they've been well chewed before I eat those crickets. Nothing personal.
That's not personal to me. It's personal. The crickets might take offense, but I'm okay. I'll be all right. All right.
You would love it where I come from. The cricket swarms, when there's a good rain at the right time of year, are very impressive, and you would definitely get your fill.
Ooh.
They get a bit sneaky though, so it's like where you go. But they say they're cannibals.
Who's a cannibal?
It doesn't help with the smell.
Who?
Or should that? Do not help with the smell.
No, I was saying, who's a cannibal?
Crickets. Crickets, laddie.
Oh.
Cannibalize each other.
I was unaware.
At least the classic black cricket.
Yikes.
The crickets I know, the stalky black cricket.
Right. All right. Well, stay away from large swarms of them, perhaps. That could get dangerous.
Yeah, well, they're a nuisance. I don't know about dangerous, except to each other.
Yeah. All right. It's a big tower that he's got here. I mean, it is
Are we there
it is
yet?
a very large tower. I don't know.
That's a lot of tower for this
That's
small
a
place.
tower.
I wonder,
What's the diameter?
did he take it over or did he raise it?
What's the diameter of the tower? Is it like really large, or is it?
The diameter? It's about, I'd say, 20 feet in diameter, maybe.
Well, what's the difference
the
between
base
diameter
itself-
and circumference?
Well, circumference is how far it is around.
And then diameter is the.
It's yeah, like from one end to the other, basically, like a straight line. So yeah, I'd say it's about 20
20-foot diameter. So not enormous. But, and then how tall? A couple hundred or something you were saying?
30 feet high.
30 foot high. Oh.
So,
okay. So it's
so it
a
looks
squat
like
little
there's
thing.
A couple floors
Yeah,
or whatever.
All right. So not.
But yeah, still pretty big compared to the little cottages around here and everything. It still stands out, but yeah, it's not like a massive.
It's not an arcane wonder.
Towering tower. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I forget. Was there like a rope pull or some sort of? How are the knockers? What are the? Austin, describe the knockers on this tower. What are the knockers like?
There's no knocker, just a door. And you guys knocked on it last time, and he was like, kind of looking down at you.
Only gonna go low with one like that.
Sad lack of knockers in this town, and he'll just rap on the door.
I noticed. Although there are vast tracts of land here.
The door opens.
The door immediately opens, and you see Davis, and he's like, "Oh, hey,
Davis,
you fellas,
how's it going?"
I'm just making a spell scroll right now. Do you guys come to buy one, or
actually we were interested in?
Do you want to talk more?
No, we were interested in shopping around to see what you had available for spell scrolls. Do you have a
menu?
Do you have a display box or something?
Yeah, I have one in my. Well, I have all the scrolls in my house. Is there a spell that you want, or?
This is the sketchiest scroll purchase I've ever been involved in.
I can bring one out to you if you know which one you want. Do you know which one you want?
Not offhand. I
don't know what you got.
I was hoping to just take a look at what was available. Do you mind? You mind if we just come in and take a look at the selection? I'm so persuasive.
Okay, but don't touch anything, okay?
We'll keep our hands to ourselves.
Because sometimes they let people in and they knock stuff over, and then I have to clean it up.
No.
And I don't like it. So
Hargus and I will be very careful.
Just kind of backs. Okay, and he just kind of backs up. And
get you a dirt devil while you're writing scrolls. Why don't you?
Jasper will.
You guys go inside.
Yeah. We'll start walking in. Jasper will offer him a cricket as he walks in. Do you have like little munchies, or do you need a little snack? These are great.
He like picks one up and he's like,
roasted crickets.
Takes a 3-day drunk before I'll eat crawly dead.
Roasted crickets.
He's like, this
I'll eat mud bugs. I don't know how drunk and how long I'd have to be drunk to eat crickets.
Yes, they've been roasted and lightly seasoned, so they're quite nice. You should give it a shot if you haven't had them before. Oh boy, he really freezes up.
He's like, this cricket's dead. What?
Uh-huh.
Sorry, I cut out for a second there. He's just like,
Do
this
you have a
cricket's dead.
scroll
What
of
did you do to it?
gaseous form?
Yes, we you take them, you take the crickets, you just kind of put them in a pan with a little butter, roast them up, a little bit of seasoning. They're quite nice. You should give it a try. And he'll munch on one.
I'll give you 25 coppers for a gaseous form.
Gaseous form. Oh, that I don't have that one yet. That's a hard spell. That's way more than 25 coppers. That cost you like 500 gold pieces.
That's a lot.
That's an expensive.
All right,
I
50
can make it
copper.
if you
Just think
want.
about it. I see you're shooting high, but there's a room for negotiation.
No, that's how much it costs just for the ink. So, and I mean, I can get ink cheap here. That's why I live here. But
Right.
still, I mean, that'd be a while, and it'd take a week for me to write it. But I can get it for you.
I don't know why this guy's tickling me
If you
so much.
supply-
but he is.
If you supply the ink, I can take off some. But I mean,
Well, that
I
just
think you're gonna get
All right,
it.
I have the ink right here. And paper. You can just jot it down for me.
It takes like a week to scribe. It's not like writing it down. I have to like draw the form. You don't know anything about magic, do you?
Back to crickets.
He's like completely forgotten about the cricket that he's just like holding in his hand and just like gesturing with it, and like not even just like focused on the spells.
munch on that one before you drop it now.
Now all I can think about is if he eats that cricket or not. He's just going to forget himself in a minute.
He's like, oh, you eat
Yeah,
this?
they're great.
He kind of carefully like bites down a little bit. He's like, oh, I don't like that. Here, take it back. I don't.
Well, I mean,
Who eats cricket? That's not.
I mean, you did eat. You
No.
ate that one. Put it in a pocket.
And he just kind of like opens his door and like throws it outside and like comes back in. And he's like, well, anyway, here are the scrolls I have if you want to look at them.
What's on the menu here?
And he shows you there's like a desk, like a nice writing desk and a chair and stuff. You see just like a little a bookcase, and then next to the door there's like a scroll case, with like kind of the lattice of boards, and the scrolls fit in the holes in between them and stuff. And there's a whole bunch of scrolls, just a couple dozen of them in there, and they're all kind of labeled just with like kind of a scratched in, like they're kind of organized roughly by level, spell level or whatever. And he's just like, so yeah, here you go. You can just pick one if you want, and if you want, I can write some of the harder ones, like that gaseous form one, but it would take like a week. But I have all the second level ones here and the first level ones over here. So yeah.
Let's scan through.
What kind of thing are you looking for?
I honestly, I wasn't looking for anything in particular. Magic is so cool. And can you still use a scroll if you can't cast any magic yourself? Like, is that? I mean, I can read, a bit, but I can't read like super magic things,
Yeah, but sometimes if you say it wrong or if you read the scroll wrong, sometimes it can have problems. Like the magic can kind of backfire. But you can.
Hargus, you know magic.
It's just a lot more safe if you actually know how to cast spells.
Right.
So.
Hargus, you read and do magic, and I mean, you're reading all the time. So, I mean, are any of these spells anything you could use?
Are you talking to me?
Yes. Sorry, Hargus, yes. I was saying that you're always reading and casting spells, doing magical things. It seems like it might be, more up your alley, that sort of thing.
Oh, I've been known to cut a rug with a magical spell once in a while.
Sure.
But, he's just not selling them to me.
Well,
I
that's...
am.
I mean, I
I'm
would
telling
think
you right
anybody.
here. I can
I
sell
would
any
like
of
some
these to you.
demonstration.
What's
I can already cast these spells. I don't need scrolls. I just write them down because other people need these scrolls. But I already know them. I have them in my spell
I
book.
heard recently you were missing your spell focus.
Yeah, that tiefling lady took it from me, so I had to get another one.
what?
And he kind of points to his desk, and you see a crystal orb, and it looks just like the one that you found in the bushes or the pile of garbage.
Gotcha.
Next to Catherine's house.
Where do you get those from?
Why don't we?
You can buy them in just like magic shop.
Okay, they're not terribly rare. Oh boy, I tell you, this guy, he's doing some sort of thing. Like, you see the way his whole face frees up like that, Hargus? It just freezes like that.
I suspect it's a consequence of transferring his magic to scroll.
Maybe he just like takes...
And I can use any scroll, and it would be nice to have, but I get the feeling there's nothing here that I couldn't cast myself.
Well,
Hey, he snapped
all
out
right,
of it.
Davis,
The cricket wore off.
welcome back. You know, I don't know what it is that you're, putting in your tea.
Cricket has an effect on some people.
Yeah, but you really need to
What were we talking
dial
about?
it back a little bit. My friend Hargus here was just, he was wondering if there was any scrolls that you had that he would be interested in. You know, I guess it just depends on what you have on hand here, whether or not he's interested in purchasing it.
Yeah, I've got a lot. You can see how many I have. And he just
yeah.
like pulls one out. He pulls one out and he's like, "This one is called Burning Hands, so you can blast like a bunch of fire at enemies. It's good if you're like fighting. So if you're looking for fighting spells, I have those. This one is called
Fireball.
Disguise Self.
Disguise self?
So you can disguise yourself.
Oh, that's
And yeah.
How much is disguise self?
It's disguise self. If you can, it's, let's see, this one is a first level, so it's 25 gold pieces.
25.
And it lasts for an hour.
That's not bad.
And so, for an hour you can be whoever you want to be.
Oh, that could be fun for something, Hargus.
I actually
Disguise.
have that
But
skill.
don't use it to break the law, though,
No.
please, because then I might get in trouble.
Right. Well,
So,
we're certainly not going to use it here. I would use it someplace more fun. I think I'm not even sure where it would be. But
I guess the modern day equivalent would be having a girlfriend phone.
I see.
Yeah, I'll work on it. I thought it was pretty good. It sounded good in my head. But...
Jasper's confusedly trying to work that one out.
It's very arcane. I came across it in old phones.
Interesting. That could be a fun one. So you're not interested in...
Very much a trick of the court.
Hargus, you're not interested in buying any scrolls or anything?
I have no, he's mentioned a few things, but I can't think of anything he has that I want. I feel like I'm reading his mind, unless he's got a menu.
well, I mean, if you gave me an idea
I
of
guess
what you wanted
healing.
it for, like,
What do we
are
need?
you guys just like collectors or
healing
something?
potions.
We are kind of collectors in a way.
Oh, yeah, I don't have healing.
I really could use a pass wall or something to put me into. What's that other dimension called?
A password. You mean like a teleportation spell or
I
something?
mean, I know.
No. Well, there's gaseous form, but then what is it? Astral. Do you have an astral projection scroll? That would be a nifty one.
That's way too advanced. I don't even know that. I mean,
I need a sneaky
I heard
scroll is what I need.
a couple of my
I did.
Sneaky scroll.
Like
Let's
like
see. I mean,
quiet stealth scroll.
There's, if you wanted to teleport, there's Misty Step. That's a 2nd level spell. So I have that here. There's invisibility. That's
Look,
probably
we found a portal.
spell.
Now we want to know what your reaction is.
What, portal?
There, I said it.
I don't. Well, Misty Step is kind of a portal spell. Like you can.
Oh,
it helps you
I
just
see your
slip
game.
into a different.
Smooth you are on.
You kind of slip through the Feywild for a second, and then you end up somewhere a little, like instantly. So that's kind of how. But I don't think I have any other portal spells. If that's what you're asking.
So Hargus yells, "We have a portal," and he just like.
Oh, I couldn't hold it in.
Just went right over his head.
Didn't
Didn't skip a beat, huh?
Yeah, he still thinks you're just talking about
Nah.
spells that you want.
Okay, I stomped my foot before I say it this time. And I say it loud, like I'm talking to an old fella with a horn in his ear.
Okay.
He covers his ears and he's just like, "What? I don't want a port. What? I told you the price. What portal are you talking about? Why are you yelling at my house? Why is he yelling at my house?" He looks at you, Jasper. Why is he yelling at my house?
I think this man is enthralled.
Well, I think we've all been a little bit frustrated with the lack of sort of enthusiasm or concern for the lost girl, and I think my large friend here is just starting to get a little bit put out about the whole thing. You know, it's like for us.
I thought you guys were trying to figure out who did it.
Yeah, we are.
Did you not find
No,
out?
we haven't yet. And it seems strange because like we're strangers from another town, and I feel like we're more concerned over this missing girl than anyone we've met around here. It's just very odd. It's hard to say.
I think it's sad. I know what it's like to lose a girl. I lost Pearl 5 years ago, right. So I'm sad about it.
Well, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. Do you have anything that could help us? Anything that you've observed? I mean, a lot of kind of strange things are circulating around the disappearance. You know, these tracks leading up to the window and then going away and disappearing in the middle of town. Maybe that they went down to this Bloodeye Cave. But we went down there and there's nobody apparently living there, and this old myth surrounding it. But I
don't go to Bloodeye Cave. It's not good. It's dark in there, and there's like it's not good. There's lots of bats there too. Sometimes I think wolves go in there. Sometimes it's not good. So don't go.
You've never been like into the back part of the cave? You've never been in there before?
No, nobody goes back there except those adventurers, I guess, that I heard about. But
I assume
and they came out alive, but nobody wanted to go in after what they saw in there. They saw a monster.
Right.
Do you know what a beholder is?
Like that. Maybe that was what monster they fought. I don't know. Maybe that's why it's called Bloodeye Cave, because it had like a bloodshot eye or something.
It's our
yeah, maybe it was a beholder.
When he says,
I don't know if I have the energy to wake this fellow up.
When he said that he hadn't been inside the cave, I assume we believe him on that. He seems like he's.
Yeah, you can make an insight check if you want to. Yeah, go ahead. We haven't been making any checks yet. Go ahead and make an insight check.
A couple dice.
I can detect lie. Seems like
15.
last time I spoke with him, he was being a little evasive.
15. He seems to be the same level of honesty no matter what. He's either a really simple guy or
stoned out of his mind.
He's either been telling the truth about everything or he's been lying about everything, like
literally everything.
Like either he's like delusional or something, but like he's either delusional about the truth or he's just believes whatever he says, and so it just seems like he's just really simple guy. Like he just kind of says it like it is. Like he's said very like uncomfortable things that usually you'd say with like tact, but he's just like, yeah, my daughter drowned and I'm sad, like. So yeah,
I think through this conversation, I want to charm him and like rattle him around.
The plot twist on that's going to be,
I don't care if he resents it.
When he's charmed, he's just going to be like, oh, I really like you. This is weird.
Yeah, I don't believe a word of it. Make me believe it.
All right. That's like, do we have anything else to ask this film?
This guy's like dry toast.
Do you,
You don't believe what?
You don't have any, like, any tracking spells or anything like that, do you? Are there spells that could, like, find a person or I don't know, track down where a person might be or look at them, right? There's spells that can, like, look in on people.
TV on. I'll be right back.
There's locate object. That's a second level spell. He pulls out a scroll from it. He's like, so you can, if you're looking for something that you lost, then you can find it as long as it's within 1,000 feet of you. But if you're looking for Emily, she's not an object, and so it wouldn't work on her. That spell's a little harder. That would take me a while to write down that.
All right. Yeah.
Is there anybody recently dead here? We could dig them up and ask them.
Do they know?
Oh, don't do that.
We don't have any. We don't have any with us for that.
Oh.
That's not good. Digging people up is not good. I would do that if I were you.
It's all perspective and attitude.
Sometimes laws.
I'm not going to do that.
I think that's probably for the best.
But yeah, I have locate object.
Let's go. Let it get back to a staring contest.
I have see invisibility if you're looking for somebody invisible. That's locating somebody, but only invisible people.
That LaCroix is almost as bad as crickets.
Oh, they're beautiful. They're lovely. Again, also lovely.
Probably have a cricket flavor.
Fingers crossed. One day, I can only hope.
Crickets are the prune of the fruit of the bug world.
Which spell scroll do you want then?
You want to get to, I guess if I get a disguise self wrong, it probably won't maim me horribly or something like that. Huh? Disguise self might be interesting.
It's hard to tell. It just kind of depends. I mean, magic is kind of precise, and so if you say it wrong, it might like explode, or the spell might go wrong, or like might do a different target or something. So,
right, okay.
Look, friend.
I
appreciate you trying to make a living here, but really the only kind of reading material I'm interested in is of an arcane nature or a research nature. I have no interest in your schools.
Spell scrolls are arcane. You mean you like reading arcane stories?
If they can expand my understanding of the sagas, yes. I can expand my understanding of the histories and my knowledge of lore, yes. I would love it. If you had a library, I would peruse it all day.
I don't have anything like that.
For something interesting or new.
You sound like that lady who came in and was studying the ruins outside town. She likes to read about stories too.
Did you have anything that interested her? Added an extra D in there.
Oh, he's doing that thing again. Gosh,
I don't know what he's thinking about it.
Freaks me out.
I think he's been reading his old scrolls.
I don't know why it keeps
Hiccuping.
cutting out like every
It's all right.
5
It gives
minutes.
us a lot of comic
So what'd you
value.
say?
If you're gonna freeze
I
up,
think
this
you've been
is
reading your own notes.
this is the guy for you to freeze up on when he's talking. It just seems so appropriate.
Yeah, he does just zone out every once in a while. Anyway, he said last thing I said was something about Siliqui. What did you say about her?
Next time he freezes up, let's hang some stuff on calling
Quickly
Christmas.
try and see how many paper clips you can hang on him before he.
Anybody got any Cheetos? We can stick them in his notes.
Hargus was.
Anyway, did you have a question about Siliqui or something? It sounded like
He was asking.
Did you have any tone? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Just was going to repeat. He was asking if you had anything of interest that she had expressed interested in, or anything like that.
He said, she bought a couple scrolls, but she told me not to tell anybody what she bought, so I'm not going to tell you guys.
What if we ask really nicely and say what would it take to have you tell us? Because I would really like to know.
No, because she asked nicely, so...
But I'll posit this.
Wouldn't be nice to her.
This was before a little girl went missing, and it could be related to that. So that's a bit more important, I would think. Something that could be related to that.
No, I don't.
I have another suggestion. What if, instead of telling us, we have similar interests and would like to buy the same scrolls?
Okay. And he pulls out a scroll that he has already... he pulls out a scroll, one of them that he's already talked about, and he just hands it to you, and he says,
I hand it to you. I hand it to you, Mr. Runewood. Or can you read
barely.
it?
He says, okay,
on it.
that'll be... He hands it to you, and he's like, okay, that'll be 25 gold pieces if you want it.
Already? 25. Wait a minute.
I can't tell you
I'll do it with the
because-
flourish. 25.
You just said you wanted what she had, but I don't want to tell you what it is.
Gotcha. All right.
I'll tell you what it is.
We'll take a look.
I'll tell you what it is.
You look at it, and it's clearly labeled. It says disguise self.
I see.
He's like, that'll be 25 gold pieces.
I gave it to him.
And this is the one that she bought? She bought one of these?
Yeah, he said he wanted the one she bought, but don't tell anybody what she got though.
And I just have to.
I don't know what
I gotta ask. Did she buy one of these? Do I believe him that she bought one of these?
Make an insight check again.
10.
You haven't sensed any change in his tone or voice this entire time, so...
I should really roll better, and I'd have a little more faith. And I was just like, I guess so. That's a weird thing for an archaeologist to be buying.
I feel like I'm talking to Ben Stein of the Wizard World here.
All right. All right, should we go on, Hargus? Anything else before we go?
Oh.
Right.
I don't even want to know where the exit is. I'm just going to go to it.
And
leaving some crickets.
And just to be clear, you don't have Emily here, do you? You didn't take her?
Good question.
While we're...
No, I didn't take her.
Oh, wait a minute. Turn around and study him intensely.
I like him. No.
All right.
Wait a minute. I'm studying him intensely.
Same sort of... He's getting real close there.
He's like, I don't like that. Don't look at me like that. That's not like that.
Again, just trying to find.
Honest or dishonest? I'm getting a vibe.
I don't know what vibe, but it's definitely.
Do you want to make an insight check, Hargus?
Yes.
Seems appropriate.
Okay, go ahead.
It's one of the few things I do well. Sometimes. Wait a minute. He didn't come out. Oh, 18 plus my insight is probably not. Oh, 20. But I have that. Yeah, I have that. What do you call? Shoot. I could tell if people are lying, truthful or honest or whatever.
I'm not sure what that one would be.
Is it like a spell that you have or something?
No, it's a skill.
You might get advantage on
It's part of my acting.
insight
It's
checks
the reverse.
for acting. Yeah,
It's the reverse of my performance or whatever.
I think that's just insight. So yeah, you would be
advantage on insight checks or something.
Is that a feat or something?
Yeah, he took the acting feat. I was just trying to remember specifically.
I'm using it as detect fake.
Let
part
me
of
check
disguise.
that just to make sure that I don't.
It's under disguise. It's detect fake. And if I read it right, it also helps me discern lies or honesty. Does that make sense?
Yeah, let me just check the wording on. It's the
under
actor
disguise.
Feat.
Yeah.
The actor feat. Disguise?
I
have deception.
Other people can.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that would be.
I can mimic speech or sound and detect fake.
Check if. Okay, I'm back. So I think that means you can mimic the speech of another person or the sounds made by other creatures, and they can try and detect if it's fake with a insight check. So I think that's what that means. Right. But a 20 on insight is really high. So you can tell that Davis he's weird, but he's truthful. Like, he just must have something wrong with his head that kind of makes him, maybe it was some magic
too many of his own
mishap.
scrolls.
Yeah, maybe it's just a magic mishap. Maybe it's just his personality as a loner. Maybe losing his daughter messed him up or something. But he's honest. Like, he may be creepy and weird, but yeah, you can tell he hasn't been lying or
he's
anything
simple
thus far,
but he's honest. All right. Well, I suppose we go see Winifred next on our way out.
Let's go. Do you want the scroll?
Davis?
You guys walk out the door, and he doesn't even say goodbye.
Davis?
He just shuts the door behind you.
I would like to say it's been a pleasure, but there's no need.
He's just like, okay, and then he shuts the door.
I'll take one of my smaller.
I know you better than I would like.
One of my smaller leaves. I'm gonna put 5 crickets in there, and fold it up with a little bow, and put it on the doorstep there.
I'm going to whisper to it. I'm going to whisper to Jasper like I'm telling a joke. I like it when you tried to push the crickets on him.
And you step on the cricket that he threw out the door as you walk away from it on the street.
Ooh, they are crunchy.
That's the thing, Hargus, is that they're crunchy, but the salt gives them a little bit of bite, and then they've got the nice nutty flavor that comes in after. I mean, it's all around it. It's a wonderful snack.
I call it popcorn.
Yeah, right.
And it doesn't have the bug taste.
I was just saying, you got to give these things a shot, is all I'm...
No, laddie, it's not the same thing. But keep selling it. I admire your tenaciousness. Perseverance.
All right, so Winifred.
Not your
Winifred is the herbalist. We saw her mucking about outside the cave. She appeared at the time to be interested in picking flowers, but then her dog came back and went into the cave, grabbed a bat, and left the cave. So, I mean, kind of odd. But, I mean, nothing particularly damning about it. It's just, I'd say the biggest suspicion there was that the blood marks on the wall on the inside of the cave for that secret door, those blood marks were of a similar height to Winifred and I. So that is an interesting little tidbit as far as that goes. Because there was those marks on the wall prior to me opening it. So if someone around were to, and she was there at the time walking around. I mean, awful big coincidence that she spends time walking around the caves, and the cave happened to have a secret blood opener entrance to a portal thing. You know, awfully convenient.
Out of game.
Right.
That was a really great moment for you when you discovered that of discernment. Would you gain experience for
I
that
gain joy.
as recognition? What would you do?
I just got joy out of it.
'Cause back in the day, I would give percentage
XP bump?
increases or experience. Yeah, for things like that. That was a sweet little piece of insight there.
Yeah, we're kind of just doing milestone experience just to simplify it a little bit.
That makes more sense.
Normally, yeah, I'd say sure. But I mean, it gave, maybe it's a clue.
It was a good clue. Very good clue.
Maybe it's a cool location that you found.
I will humbly accept an inspiration.
Sure. Yeah.
I'll give you jazz
hands. Like I said, that nothing's more inspiring than jazz hands.
Jazz fingers.
Yeah, you can have inspiration for that because that was definitely
all right.
That was a good catch. So sure.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
No, thanks. It was a pretty fun moment at the time because I was about to walk away from that whole thing, and I was like about to go. All right, well, forget it. Well, one more thing. But that was.
Yeah, and I
just take a moment to think of your
forward.
Yeah. Well, it's like you and I talk. I always forget that too. It's just one of those things because you're in the moment of the game. The last thing you're thinking about is metagame, which all those things are inherently metagame. Yeah. But when you're in those moments, it's like the most in-game moments. So, yeah, it makes sense that we forget about it.
Yeah,
I think.
So I was thinking like maybe
it was a cool moment, really.
Hargus pointed that out about Jasper. I mean, if you guys should decide who gets inspiration. Like if something like particularly cool happens to someone else, you guys can nominate them for inspiration.
Well, we kind of talked about that.
Like, DM can kind of
well,
decide.
I gotta nominate that moment then because that was, I was turning it. My character basically had already turned his back, like, "Come on." You're like, "Wait a minute."
Yep. No, that was a good one.
Yeah, they're like walking away, and Jasper's just like. And just...
Yeah, that was really good. That was really good. That was a lot of fun. But we had kind of talked about the idea of like each player having an inspiration that they're allowed to grant kind of throughout, a campaign or something like that, which I think is a pretty cool maybe way to do it too, where we've each got one time we could pass something out like that or something, just so it's not like the beginning of every game we exchange inspirations or something.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'd have to be kind of the judge of whether it was worthy of inspiration, but definitely point it out. Like, just say that deserves inspiration.
Yeah, maybe just call them out and help everyone help remember. So.
Yeah, exactly.
But I appreciate that, Hargus. Thank you. I did have a flash of inspiration, and it just seemed like kind of a last-ditch effort, but worth the attempt, I say. But yes, it is suspicious though that this Winifred woman is of a height that she would perhaps be one who could be using that portal or have used the portal in the past or something. So.
Well, there's some goings on here, for sure.
We'll.
I don't know what that means.
It sounds meaningful. But we could push her in the same way, I'd say. We could kind of talk around the issue and then maybe give her the old surprise-aroo with it and see if she reacts to the presence of this portal,
All right. Well, let's do it. I was just personally stifled in boredom, just being in the presence of the guy. I was worried about breathing and staying there in case it was contagious.
Just want to get out of there quick. All right, well,
all right, fun reporter, gotta go.
Let's see what Winifred has to say. Let's So yeah, we'll march our way up.
Okay. You make your way out of town into the forest, and just when the town itself is kind of hidden behind the trees and stuff, as you kind of walk about a half mile out of town, you see the little cottage of Winifred, and it's just out in that clearing of the woods and stuff. You see her fence around the outside and stuff, and you see some smoke, just like a little plume of smoke kind of going into the air. And you see her just sitting on a stool in her yard, boiling like a little cauldron, like a little like a cooking pot, I guess. She's like really small, halfling. Just a little cooking pot on a fire, and she's just stirring it. And as you guys kind of get closer, her dog starts barking at you again. Mm-hmm. And she's just like, Abishai, I'm sorry about him.
No problem.
He just, not many people come all the way out here, so.
Yes.
Huh? She was speaking Sylvan, which I think is a language you understand. And she was basically just saying, leave the men alone. And she's just like, I'm sorry about him. Most times people just buy my potions and things in town, or I go there for herbalism work that I do, so he's not used to visitors.
Sure.
And she's just like, talks again to her dog, and he kind of puts his tail between his legs and goes behind the house or whatever, and she's like, he won't bother you again. Anyway, what can I do for you boys?
Can we walk into where she's cooking up on the pot and like stirring? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just kind of in the middle of I guess kind of a courtyard in the fence, which just kind of protects all her plants off to the side, and she's just stirring it, and yeah, you kind of go up to her and stuff. She's just like, how goes the case for the little girl? Any luck or?
Things have not been going terribly well, actually. Most people seem fairly unconcerned with the event and just not getting the kind of help we'd expect in a situation like this. Everyone seems kind of just dismissive, and it's been rather odd, actually. And he'll be kind of like looking around in the pot, trying to sniff it and see what's going on in there, just see what it is.
Yeah, you kind of recognize the scent of these particular herbs. It seems to be probably a healing potion that she's
Brewing
making.
Up a batch.
You've made them before, and it's similar. Like different herbs for this part of the, maybe just different filler herbs or whatever for this part of the county or whatever. But yeah, it seems to be a healing potion that she's brewing up, and it's got kind of the red liquid of a healing potion and stuff. So she's just stirring it and boiling it down and stuff. And she's like, and none of them sound like they're hiding something, or, I mean, if they seem unconcerned, that seems like it might be evidence against them.
Right. Yeah, it's just, it's, I guess, lack of overwhelming concern, I guess I might say. It's just not excessive. Honestly, it does seem a bit like, me and my friends here are a little bit more concerned than other people we've met around here. I don't know, to be fair, Winnie, you've been kind of, unconcerned yourself. I don't know. I know she wasn't your girl, but I don't know. Has your dog not tried to sniff her out? Tried to follow the trail from her bedroom to see where it leads? Maybe down to the cave there. Everyone talks about this cave.
Oh,
as the dog.
Abishai's not. He's no bloodhound. He doesn't. He has problems tracking. Tracking his own quarries as he hunts in the woods or whatever. So he's not. I definitely took him around. I took him to the town to have him sniff around when Emily disappeared, but he's not much use. To be honest, I feel like some of the people here are just sort of feeling uncomfortable with you guys here. Now that it's like an official quest, now that some detectives are here, I feel like maybe you're just not getting them at their natural
Perhaps.
selves, I guess. Maybe they feel like you're going to accuse them or frame them or something like that. So I feel like maybe that's why people aren't as friendly as they normally are. I myself, I just don't know what else there is to do. I feel like the girls, I mean, it's very sad, but I feel like she's just probably wandered off or something, and if she hasn't come back by now, I don't know what else there is to do. Of course, I'm not the detective like you two are, so
We're doing a bang-up job of it so far. What can you tell us of this Bloodeye Cave? You've been in there much? I know you're walking around on top the other night, but
we're not in there. No,
never been inside.
Nobody goes inside. It's awfully dark.
Do I believe her?
especially after. You can make an insight check if you want. She says, "I go on top because Moonbloom grows on top of it, and I can only. That's where I was the other night. But
I got an 18 on the inside, so
18.
Yeah, 12.
You think that maybe she seems a little less sincere about this than Davis was. Like you definitely think Davis has never been in the cave, but there's something about like maybe she's, I don't know, maybe the proximity to the cave or something doesn't bother her as much.
She's not concerned about it so much.
Or maybe she doesn't believe the superstitions or something, so maybe she has gone in, but she's just going with the crowd, because everybody says they haven't gone in, maybe something like that. Kind of get a little bit more.
So you don't think there's anything to the superstition around it? You don't think that anything bad could come out of there, or anything mysterious lies within? For you, it's just a cave, huh?
I mean, whatever was in there was buried long ago. I mean, after what you boys did last night, I wouldn't be surprised if, that whole legend is renewed. But I definitely don't see any reason to go in there.
I'm going to try to throw her off a little, and I'll just ask her in Sylvan. So who you been seeing going in and out of the cave?
She looks up and she is like, "Oh, you speak Sylvan, do you? Where did you learn to speak that?"
I've been around. And people like to hear their songs in their own language.
Yeah, it's a beautiful language, isn't it? I myself learned it.
It is made for the harp.
Yes, I myself learned it just many years ago when I was learning herbalism with some dryads. So I learned the language to speak with them, and that's the language I speak with Abishai back there. Find it.
Keep in practice or you lose it, correct?
Yeah, exactly. But that's interesting. And then she just in common is just like, I mean, you two have been the only ones, I guess I'll say, brave enough to go inside the cave itself. Here seems like they've got there's just kind of the local taboo of going inside. It's all bad luck and everything. And me, I just definitely don't want any bats to attack me, so whether the monster's still there or not, I don't know. You didn't happen to... Did you see any monster when you went in there?
Bats.
Oh, we saw something.
Oh, really?
Have you seen anybody going around the cave besides yourself?
Oh, not really. I go to pick Moonbloom. There's a couple of other herbs that grow on top of the cave, just of its height, its elevation around here, that sort of thing. But yeah, nobody goes near the cave.
Do you use the moon bloom in your healing potions? And here, have cricket.
She's like, oh, gnome delicacy, huh? And she eats it. She's like, I haven't eaten one of these in a long time. I forgot they're not bad.
Right. You'll look significantly at
no,
Hargus.
The moon bloom is.
I don't think my eyes could get any bigger. Enjoy. Eat mine, please.
She's like, no, moon bloom is used for a couple of the more advanced potions, not for healing. It would, I don't know if you know much about potion brewing.
A bit, yeah.
Herbalism yourself.
I really haven't gotten too much beyond, basic healing potions, but a bit of alchemy, a little bit of healing, herbs, that sort of thing.
I see. Well, the something about the nature of moonbloom plants allows a sort of clairvoyance of the, sort of how the moon watches over the earth. Moonbloom can be used to make a potion of clairvoyance, allowing you to sort of, spy on faraway places, that sort of thing. They're useful rangers, hunters, that sort of thing, seeking out their quarries, that sort of thing. So,
searching for
this potion may be shaped like a
or
bone.
searching for a missing girl, perhaps.
Oh well, I'm afraid it doesn't seek out anyone in particular. It merely lets you sort of project your senses, far away, that sort of thing.
Interesting, like a...
Maybe handy for some investigation.
That's true. Anywhere within a mile, that sort of thing, you can, as long as you are aware of it, you can sort of drink the potion and then project your senses to see or hear that direction as if you were there physically.
Interesting. That could be.
You know any lore of this area from before time, say before this village was here? I know there's some ruins close, which
Siliqui.
what's her name? Satiquin or Saliqua or something like that.
Oh, Siliqui. Siliqui. I don't really know. She doesn't.
It made sense when I wrote it.
She's like Siliqui doesn't speak to me. I see her every morning coming past my home into the woods, that sort of thing. She doesn't seem to. Maybe she's just really secretive about her research or something, but I don't really know. You'd have to ask her. She's there now, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, I think we're going to talk to her.
There's no local lore from the area, other than the monster cave.
Oh well, I mean the town itself was built about 90 years ago in the wake of the first Hobgoblin War. It's named after, Morn Blossom was a rare flower found around here.
Right.
There aren't any nearby anymore, but that it used to be around here in abundance. That sort of started the dye and ink trade around here. There's a lot of different plants and ores around here that can be used to make dyes, and so that's how most people around here make their money. As far as lore, I mean, besides Bloodeye Cave, the adventurers about 20 years ago wounded some kind of monster in it. They said it had a great eye and great bloodshot eye or something, and ever since that's what the cave was called after they caved it in. they told everyone they buried it alive along with its treasure, but most people are too scared to go try and dig it out to see what treasure it actually had. Every once in a while, adventurers come through here, go into the cave and get scared away by the bats, or a few groups go in and they never came back, and so people, it encourages the legend. So
makes sense.
Well, Jasper, out of game, do you want to buy a potion?
I was going to ask how much one of those potions of clairvoyance cost. That seems like something that could be very useful at some point. Whether or not.
Oh, well, I just started.
Brewing.
I just started steeping those herbs and stuff. They'll take about a week to make, but pretty valuable potion. I'd put it at about 500 gold pieces.
That's up there.
I froze up. What was the conversation?
Potion of clairvoyance is going to be about 500 gold.
I don't have that.
Yeah, no,
much money.
it's pretty steep. You wouldn't.
Sorry. Yeah, most people around here don't. I
give you this rare and valuable bauble that I found.
Hardale itself, so.
You wouldn't be interested in giving the potion for that the recipe to another friendly cricket lover, would you?
Make a persuasion check.
What does my inspiration do? Is that rolling with advantage if I use it, or?
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, you basically,
Okay.
re-roll.
Ugh, not significantly better. 13.
13. She's like, I'll see what I can. I'll see what I can write up. I don't have it. It's all in my head right now, and it'd probably be too complex for you for me to just tell you. So I'll write it down for you and get you the recipe.
I could sing her a song. If I said you had a beautiful body, would you give me a potion?
Jasper's like, sales done.
She's like, you boys are sweet. I appreciate you coming out here. I appreciate you coming out here and visiting me. It's nice to see that you're good boys. You're trying to make your mark on the world. It's inspiring. So keep up the good work.
Appreciate that. We're gonna swing out and try and chat with Siliqui next year and see if she's got any other information. Other than that, it looks like we might have to go in and brave Bloodeye Cave ourselves once again if we don't get anywhere with Siliqui.
We'll tell you about our magic portal we found if you give us the potion.
Do you say that?
Yeah.
Her eyes go wide.
I don't have to come back here.
Her eyes go wide for just a moment, and she kind of looks away a little bit, and she's just like, "What was that now?
Wait a minute.
What was that about a portal?
You know about the portal? You do know about the portal. I thought because it was.
What portal?
I thought maybe because it was of similar height to us that you wouldn't have known about the portal.
I'll hold it long enough for the camera to catch up.
Right. How do you know about the portal?
She starts getting like really uncomfortable, and she's just like, I don't know what to.
Winnie.
What portal are you boys talking about?
The one that you use your blood to open the door with. You have to tell us about it, Winnie. Tell us. I mean, this is a pretty big deal. It's a pretty big deal.
How long do I have to hold this pose before she feels uncomfortable enough to just tell us the truth?
All semblance of the kind grandmotherly person that Jewel was is gone, and she just looks up to you, and she's just like, I have no idea what you're talking about, and you'd be wise to never go into that cave again.
About this interaction leads you to believe you're talking to two men of wisdom.
She's like, I'm serious, boys.
I know how I
understand that statement. I don't know what you're talking about,
Right.
a portal, but don't go back in that cave.
And
You will not find anything that you're looking for in there. You'll only find death. I'm serious. There's legends and whatnot, but I'm serious. That cave is trouble, and you should avoid it.
I'm gonna go put my drink in my beer stein if you
I was
keep
going to
this
say,
up.
if you keep speaking so negatively against it, I'm not going to be able to stop Hargus from going back there this very minute. Literally, the only thing.
You hear that, Sybil?
He's getting ready to run back to that cave as we speak.
Well, hold
Winnie,
the cloak, laddie. Hold the
Winifred,
cloak.
you've got to give us more information. We've opened the door. We found the portal. We even stuck our bloody head through it, and we saw the monsters inside of there. But right now, it's the only lead we have about location of where Emily might be is inside that cave. And your word alone, honestly, it's not enough to convince us otherwise. And really, it just paints you like you're trying to cover something up.
That's right.
I'm not
you
trying to
creepy
cover
cook.
anything up. And she like stands up and she's just like, I think you boys should leave right now. I can't believe that you'd accuse me of hiding something like that when I'm just out for your boys' safety. Now
You're
get out
quite
of my
literally
yard.
hiding it from
Get
us.
out.
This is it's not an accusation.
I want you to leave right now.
It's an.
I want you to leave right out of my yard right now. Get out. And she like points at the fence gate. And she's like shaking a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like you see like her arm just like shaking a little bit.
So what did you know of beholders?
I'm
A
not
drow.
answering any more questions. Get out of my yard right now.
I think she might
I'm
be a
not going
drow.
to ask nicely again, boys. Get out.
She's
Is she in whiteface?
threatening us. Now she's Hargus. Now she's threatening us.
You accuse me. I have the right to threaten you when you're on my property. Now get out. She points at the fence again.
So you really, I mean, that's it.
Well,
You're
no,
not
if
going
it's
to tell us
worth
anything
arguing.
else about what you know about this portal and why it's there and.
You don't have to look so smug about it, woman.
You know
What?
I can't tell if he's
Say?
thinking or if he's
Sorry,
trying to
that's
look
the last
smug.
part.
I don't think it's smug. She's angry at us.
I think she
Yeah.
is angry.
Winifred, you know why we have to ask these questions. You know why we have to get to the bottom of this, and you know your anger isn't going to change the fact that there's still a missing girl that we need to figure out the whereabouts of.
Abishai! And she yells, Abishai,
You
and
cook this girl up and what
I
did
think
he
the dog's attacking us now.
and she
Don't
starts
bring your dog over
backing.
here unless you want to lose him.
She starts backing up a little bit, and the dog runs up next to her, and she points to you guys and says in Sylvan, attack them.
Charm dog.
Charm
animal.
The dog starts.
Fine, bitch.
Dog's attacking us.
The dog starts charging you guys. Are you guys? I guess let's roll initiative then.
I don't want to kill a dog.
Unless you want to.
Not if I charm
Do
it.
you have charm dog? I don't think that's a thing.
I have charm person. I actually have charm person. After I looked at it, I thought I had charm animal. I think I have something to go with that,
We'll
don't I?
see. All right, I guess we'll start.
Charm beast, maybe.
There's a dominate beast. Charm beast, I think, is a druid thing.
And
You can get.
I don't have that. I thought I had charm animal, but it's charm person.
Yeah. Okay.
I got a 14 on initiative.
14.
Dead.
What's that?
Well, I can't do that yet. Never mind.
Winnie got a 16.
Now we'll find out a little bit more of her character.
Yeah.
All right.
And what was your initiative, Hargus?
10.
Why
10,
do you always
okay.
roll such terrible
Oh, wait a minute.
initiative?
That's with dexterity? Is that with dexterity?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
It's 11.
11, okay. Still last. Okay.
Yeah.
So she yells at Abishai to attack you guys. Oh no, wait, Abishai's last.
Oh, good.
Never mind. So she yells at Abishai to attack you guys, and Jasper, you
Somehow.
have time to like react
Okay.
first, basically. So you're up.
As Abishai is running up, I'm just gonna quickly reach into a pocket and throw out pocket sand and just try and blind him. And hope.
Okay. So Constitution save.
Pocket sand in the eyes.
That's only a 7.
Finally! So he is blinded.
Well, I was going to cast blindness on him, so.
Pocket sand got there first. And then, seeing that he's blind, is there a stump or something I could get on the outside fence area or up on top of the fence or something like that? I just want to be out of reasonable dog biting.
You're about 30 feet away from the fence. There's not really any stumps around here. There's just like the cooking pot and then like, the gardens around at the edges of the fences and stuff, and that's about it.
I'll run back towards the fence area there so we can close the gate if we decide we're booking it. I don't know.
Okay, there's actually not a gate here. There's just like an opening in the fence.
Okay, I'm not going to do that then. I'll jump on top of the pot. Can I straddle the pot to either side of it?
I mean, it's really hot. It's like boiling over a fire. Do you want to sit on it?
I can't stand on the rim with my hand on top of the chain that holds over there? Maybe?
It's not very stable. I mean, it's just hanging from like a tripod. It's
not
got
good.
a tripod and a hook.
All right, never mind.
Yeah, it's not like a big one that's...
All right, I'm just going to put some space between myself and Hargus and kind of circle around.
Back away from the dog.
Back away from the dog. Give us a little space and
not
clump in with Hargus. Give him a little space.
Okay, so yeah, with your speed, you can get about like 50 feet away from it, basically. Because it was like 25 feet away.
I can't double dash.
Okay.
Gotcha. Yep, I'll do that.
Yeah. All right, now it is Hargus's turn.
Sleep!
On the dog?
I can do both of them, I think.
And what is it?
Yeah, they're close enough.
It's on her, but I'm hoping I'll get them both.
Well, roll some...
Okay, go ahead and roll 5d8, I think it is.
Yep.
5d8, okay.
Hold on. Unless you're casting it at a higher level, but that should be it.
Yeah. I just wasn't prepared.
You are not
My boisterousness has gotten me into a pickle. Okay, here we go. 12, 17, 19.
19. Okay, you cast sleep, and Abishai kind of shakes his head a little bit sleepily, but nothing happens.
Shakes it off. He shook it off.
So apparently it has more
than 19 hit points.
Daggum. This is no dog.
Yeah, I'll as I'm backing away, I notch 2 arrows into my bow, draw it 2 glittering tipped arrows, and I just yell out, "Winifred, we don't want to do this. Just talk to us."
And she just says, "You boys really should not have poked your nose around where it didn't belong." And
maybe we do want to do this, Hargus. She might just be evil. I was still giving her the benefit of the doubt. She might just be evil.
Yeah, I'm the same. I want to give her the benefit of the doubt, but it's obvious that we can't.
I mean, if she's going to kill us over this, yeah. I guess we'll find out depending on...
Maybe she's the one. There's obviously some more going on here than what we understand.
I guess it's going to depend on this next bit here. This is Fireball.
So for Abishai's turn, he just kind of runs around blindly, just barking madly and just like chewing at stuff. I'm just gonna make a. Oh, actually, okay. I'm gonna make a perception check to see if he can see where you went, Jasper, because he can still smell. So we'll see what happens. Make a stealth check, just to see kind of how hard it is for him to do this. It's kind of arbitrary.
14.
It's not like you're.
Yep.
14. Yep. Okay. So he starts sniffing the air and then zeroes in on you and starts running towards you. He does pass you, Hargus, so if you want to do an opportunity attack on him, you can.
Alrighty.
With advantage because he's blind, huh?
Oh, 16 and I believe 19.
Okay, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
6, 9.
9 damage. Okay. So, what weapon was this?
Rapier.
Like a rapier. Okay, so as the dog starts
Long
charging
sword.
towards. Okay, so as it
really
starts
thin long
charging
sword.
towards Jasper, you just stab the dog right in the side, and it whimpers and then rears up and tries to bite you. So it's has disadvantage though because it's blind.
Thanks, Hargus.
So that's probably not going to hit. That's a same result each time. It's a 13 to hit.
Let me
What's
see.
your AC,
I got
Hargus?
15 armor.
Okay, so it starts chomping at you, but you manage to kind of beat it off, and it doesn't manage to hit you. Now it is Winnie's turn. She circles around.
Here it is. Moment of truth.
She circles around and runs pretty fast for halfling, actually, and kind of circles around past you guys, and just dashes toward the
Crown of Madness.
Toward the cave.
Dashes towards the gate, and that is her turn. And Jasper,
So
you're up
she's
next.
She's trying to book it. Okay. Well.
Page 229.
Oh, and does he? Should I make a Constitution
at the end of his
save
turn?
at the end of each of his turns? Probably not. It's an 11.
So he's still blinded.
Okay, so yeah, he's still just like kind of sneezing and like his eyes are watering from the dust, and yeah, he still can't see. Okay, so it's your turn, Jasper.
Crown of Madness.
If I knew.
Oh, did you say
I knew how
that?
to do magic, I could do that.
No, I'm going to do that.
Good,
Sorry,
good.
I'm just excited.
Am I just going to shoot this old woman in the back? Oh, having difficulty there.
I'm about to.
Old lady,
Yeah,
dog.
an old woman and a dog.
About to go blister on the sun and cause a Crown of Madness on her.
He'll pull out another one of like these big ball-looking things that he carries. In this one, you could maybe see little bits of tangled, of like white strands sticking out of it, wrapped around the leaf, and he'll chuck it at her. And as he throws it, it kind of goes into this big glom of sticks and webs and like plants and stuff.
Good
and
one.
goes like all around her
Fishing
for
style.
kind of like a giant web net looking thing. And we'll see if she can pass a dex save.
All right, dexterity
Yeah,
save.
13.
I'd have had my shillelagh up.
Not great. No, yeah, that's a 10.
Okay, yeah, so she is restrained in ooey gooey webbing such.
So do you anchor it between like the sides of the like the two fences or something to like block her escape?
If I can hit like where because there's the opening, you know, so I that she would be in it, or if she's not close enough, then it'll just kind of slap onto her into the ground. It's
okay. Yeah, she was. We'll say that she was like right like escaping and stuff, and so you throw that in it, and it lobs it over and explodes, and she runs right into the web and gets stuck, and she's just
and it technically doesn't have to be anchored for them to be restrained. She could still just get plopped on top of her and be restrained like around on the ground and have it in this 20-foot cube. But if it could get the fence, he'd definitely put it up between her and the fence too. So yeah, kind of go bloop because he can chuck it 60 feet. So.
Oh, okay. I see how it works. Like if it can just be across the floor too, so it's fine. As long as it's not in the air.
It's
I guess
20-foot.
Okay, cool.
Pretty big.
Okay, so yeah, it's
all right. So she's restrained.
Okay, sounds good. She is.
Okay. And he'll walk over within 20 foot of her, staying out of the webbing himself, and just have an arrow drawn like right at her head and just go, "Stop this now and tell us what's going on. Call him off. I don't want to kill your dog. Come on, man."
She just
stop it.
She just kind of growls at you.
I'm not sure.
Okay, now it's your turn, Hargus. The dog is snapping at you, and Winnie is stuck in a web. On the way out.
Attempt to charm Winnie. Charm person.
Okay, what's the DC on that?
That seems like the best way, unless we want to kill the dog.
Don't. Oh, come on. What's your DC?
What's your DC on that?
What do I roll? 20?
No, you don't roll anything. He rolls.
I roll, but what's the DC that I'm trying to beat?
Your spell save.
Oh,
I think
so what would it be?
Last time. 8 plus 4 plus.
Yeah, your spell save DC. It should be 8 plus your charisma plus 2.
So 18
that's the
plus
same
8.
For all your spells.
It's probably
so good to have.
It's probably 15.
26, 28. Well, my charisma is 18.
Right.
Charisma
Yeah. So
modifier,
it's 15.
sorry.
It's
Okay.
15.
18. Okay.
Yeah.
15? Okay.
Yeah, I'll write that somewhere.
Your
And what's it
spell
called?
save DC.
Spell save DC is 15. So yeah. Okay, you sing the words to try and charm Winnie, but she doesn't. It has no effect. She's still struggling against the webs and trying to. She's still trying to get out of the web and doesn't calm down at all. All right, and now it is. Okay, now it's it's Abishai's turn. So he's gonna try and bite you, but he misses. Then we'll go with his. Okay, he manages to sneeze one more time, and then he gets his paw and rubs his eye a little bit, and manages to successfully get the dust out of his eye. So he's no longer blinded. Now it is Winnie's turn. She's going to try and break out of this web. And so you see her start to try and strain against it. And
you get a free attack on her?
good. She only rolled a 7,
Nice.
so she's still
restrained.
stuck in the web.
Yeah, it's got to be a strength check, actually.
And
So. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's all she can do is try and escape. So, okay, now it is Jasper's turn again.
I'm just gonna. Jeez, woman, why are you making this so difficult? I don't want to attack you or kill your dog.
Oh, and also she yells to Abishai on her turn. She says, "Kolshinomu," and the dog looks up at Jasper, and she said, "Kill the gnome." And the dog stops trying to attack you, Hargus, and looks over and starts growling at Jasper.
I'm sorry, what was that?
So, Jasper, it's your turn.
Sorry, come again. Do I see the dog's renewed interest in me?
Yeah, you hear growling behind you, and you see it like turn away from Hargus and start to charge you.
Oh, bloody woman. Fine, I will... I've got my 2 shimmering arrows knocked on my bow, and I'll fire one at her and one at the dog. Advantage against her because she's restrained? So...
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that'll do. Yeah, so 19 against her.
19
do you even have to roll to hit her right now? Yeah, I still have
to roll to hit. 19 against her and 13 against Abishai.
Okay, that's a glancing blow against Abishai, but it does hit her. So go ahead and roll for damage.
14 against her, and I'm shooting her in the leg. 14 against her, and she's...
So the arrow hits her in the leg, and then the glittery dust like spreads on her whole body, and she starts glowing.
And better against 10.
And that's radiant damage, right?
18 against Abishai.
Okay.
And
18 damage?
Damage against Abishai, yeah.
Okay.
And
so it hits... oh, wait a minute. It... yeah, okay. It hits Abishai, and he like recoils and whimpers. And he did not like that at all.
Launching the arrows, he'll just be like, "Oh, tree father, guide my arrow." Fire them off, and then they explode in glittering.
But for a dog, he's pretty hardy like that. Normally probably would have killed a dog, but he's still standing a little bit.
And they're both shimmering in this golden light now.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. So you did 18, you said?
To Abishai, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So then reduced to 9 because it was glancing blow. Okay, that's perfect. So yeah, you shoot those, and now it is your turn, Hargus.
All right, I'm going to attempt to. Crud, this is so hard. I was going to throw Blade Ward, but I don't really understand how that works. I think I can throw it on a target.
I don't think so.
I think it's just yourself. Yeah, it just protects you from.
Or I can throw it on somebody else? I think correct?
So. I think it's.
Yeah, I think it's range of self.
Okay, well, in that case, I'm just going to physically attack her.
Well,
I'm not going to try to call my blow. I'm going to try to run her through.
Okay, so as you run past Abishai, he tries to bite your ankle, but he misses.
Ankle biter.
So you rush up to her and go ahead and make your attack roll with advantage because she's caught in the web, so she's easier to hit, and she's glowing. So
what does advantage means? I get to reroll.
Roll twice and pick the higher one.
Sweet. All right, 19.
Nice.
19 hits.
Or 19 plus 3, so 22.
Yep, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
It's just 1d4. 7. Well, no.
1d4.
10.
Is that a dagger?
10.
Rapier.
No, I'm still using my long
Okay,
sword.
rapier is 1d8, so.
Yeah, 1d8. So 7 plus
okay.
my dexterity, right?
Got it,
Dexterity
yeah.
modifier.
So 10 damage?
10.
Okay, it actually only does 5 to her. You drive the blade into her, and it seems not to pierce her as much as you thought, especially for an old
So
lady
she's
who's just wearing
she's
like
probably got a veil
shawl.
or a disguise on
What
her.
does that mean?
Maybe it definitely is not normal flesh that you
What's
ran
this
through.
flesh woman?
Okay, it is Abishai's turn. He runs up to Jasper and tries to bite
Good
you.
boy.
Oh my gosh, Abishai is just not rolling very well. That's a miss again.
Good boy.
And then for her turn, let's see. She's going to raise her hand towards you, Jasper.
What did I do?
And these red, her hand starts glowing red, and she shoots these 3 darts of red force at you. And you try to dodge out of the way, but they home in on you and hit you three times. And that is 4, 8. So you take 12 points of force damage.
Crown of Madness.
As they weave past Hargus.
Should have done that in the first place.
All right. Ouch.
So make a Constitution saving throw to maintain conversation.
Oh, yeah. And that was 12 points of damage, so DC 10, huh? All right.
Yep.
And I get a plus... Oh, this should go well. Oh, yeah, 18.
Okay, yeah. The web stays, and she just is kind of just glaring at you, and she's just like, "Drop it! Let me loose now, or you'll
This
regret
is
it."
looking like not the way this is going to end. We could have talked, you crazy old bat.
Now it's your turn, Jasper.
All right, well, just gonna... Oh, shoot, the dog's right next to me, isn't he? He just took a snap at me.
Yep, he's right. He's right on you, trying to bite you.
So my attack against him would be at disadvantage, but he's glowing, so it would be a regular attack against him. I'll just pull out...
Yeah, I guess.
He hasn't been attacked yet, right?
Yep, he's glowing till the end of your turn.
All right.
Yep.
I'll just take another attack at another 2 more arrows, one at her other leg, and one at the puppers here. So advantage still against her, and I'll do it. This one's slightly bigger. It glows slightly harder than the.
Okay.
So against her, it's only a 15.
That one does not hit. Yeah, she manages to kind of fold herself out of the way, and it
with
burns through the webs
advantage
on her way, and she
even.
misses. Yep.
And against the dog, only a 10.
Yeah, that one misses as well. You're kind of flustered by the dog gnashing its teeth right by you, and so the arrows go wide and fly off.
Oh boy, what a turn. What a turn. That's unfortunate.
Okay, Hargus.
Crown of Madness on the dog.
Ooh.
I don't think that will do much, but you can do that if you want. I think Crown of Madness makes it so they attack their friends if they're next to them. But
that makes me command it. It makes me command it to attack who I want it to attack.
Yeah, I think.
Right, but Winnie is not next to the dog, so he probably won't
no.
do much.
I don't understand your reasoning.
One sec, I'm looking.
It says the charmed target must use its action before moving on each of its turns to make a melee attack against a creature other than itself that you mentally choose. So it's not.
But I'm in
It's
the
only.
choose.
So you can make it attack Jasper if you want.
That's weird.
But...
Yeah, it does say that it has to be before moving on each of its turns.
Mm-hmm.
That stinks.
Well, then I've stopped it.
Realize it's a dumb spell.
On the next turn, I stop it, and on its next turn, then it will attack her. Right?
Well, it's not next to her. It has to be right next to her in order to attack her. Instead, it's just going to attack Jasper because it's next to him.
Yeah.
No.
I'm looking at it, Scott, and it doesn't allow you to make it move. Basically, the only effect of it is that it drives them kind of crazy. So if it's standing next to somebody, you can force them to attack someone other than you.
So if you could get Abishai next to her, then you could make the dog attack her. But right now, it's just over by Jasper, and you're by Winnie. So basically, all it does is it lets you choose.
Hold on.
Who
I think you're misreading.
Maybe. I was looking at it too, though. I got the.
Well, it must act normally on its normal actions, but it's a creature of my choice. I don't see anything about it being next to it. It
says make a melee attack.
To at least move towards the target of my choice.
No, it's just make a melee attack against a creature of your choice. You don't choose how it moves or where it is or anything. That would be like a dominate beast spell or something.
Well, then it would move towards her and take it away from him, which would give him a attack of opportunity.
Believe me, I would.
No, it's not going to move. All you can choose is who it attacks next to it.
I wish it worked that way.
So honestly, it's not a great spell.
As Jasper, I do wish it worked that way, but it.
Yeah, Crown of Madness is not a great spell, in all honesty. I mean, unless there's like a big group of creatures that are all close to each other.
Yeah.
But
that seems absurd.
It is kind of,
It's not.
Yeah, it's kind of badly.
I gotta be honest. I think part of it shows an interpretation. Of it. I'm gonna read it again, but I'll let it go. It
literally just says use its action. So movement isn't an action. It says the target can act normally on its turn if you choose no creature or if none are within its reach.
Yeah.
And so, if the only person within reach right now is Jasper.
Yeah.
So, and he's already attacking Jasper anyway, and so even if you didn't choose,
it's absolutely pointless.
It's kind of bad. Sense. Yeah, it's kind of bad. Yeah. I think that's why Austin was saying.
So when you level up, I think
that's why Austin.
Yeah, when you level up, I would recommend changing that to a different spell that you know.
Well, I'm just going to attack her then.
Okay.
That's a totally wasted spell.
Yeah, I would change it once you level up because I'm sure it's good in some situations, but very specific ones.
In a role-playing sense, but in any other sense, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, not very good. Okay, go ahead and make your attack roll.
I missed 3.
Yeah. Well, you have advantage, so you can roll one more time. She's caught in web, so she's an easier target.
Probably shouldn't have used that dice again. Oh, I got an 8 this time.
So it still doesn't. Okay. Now it is Abishai's turn. So he's going to bite Jasper.
I'm a good boy.
I can't believe this. This is
I couldn't throw it on the dog anyway because it says humanoid and the dog's not a humanoid.
Jasper needs this.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, that wouldn't have even been able to target. Wow, that makes it even more limiting.
You can't even cast it on anything. It has to be a human.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he's rolled like 4 3s on Jasper. So he's just been snapping at you, and you're just small enough to keep darting out of his way. And now it's her turn. She raised her hand, which starts glowing red again. And she's just like, drop it now, or this is where you die.
This is like a sucker punch spell.
Yeah.
So while you're talking smack, before you actually draw your sword, you throw this.
Get them to smack each other.
The first blow. That's about it.
And I guess, if your friend is nearby who's a tank, you can make him attack them instead of you, I guess.
It's kind of odd, though.
maybe. Yeah, it's a weird one. Anyway, she says, "Drop it now, or you die."
Take somebody out of
To you,
combat.
Jasper.
Hargus, I think I might need some help here soon.
Have you taken any damage? Okay.
He's like, "Fine," and blasts the darts out at you
yeah,
again.
Zip, zip, zip.
You take 9 points of force
Ouch!
damage.
Stop it! All right.
And make a Constitution saving throw.
DC 10. Oh, bloody hell! I do not pass a DC 10 concentration check.
Okay. The webs collapse around Winifred, and she runs for it as fast as she can. So you can make an opportunity attack Hargus because she's running.
All right. That would be a melee attack, not a spell, correct?
Correct.
All right.
There is a feat that lets you do a spell, but for now,
3.
3. Okay,
Is this
yeah.
still opportunity? No.
No, because the webs fell apart. So yeah. So you try, but she's pretty fast for a halfling. It's surprising. So she starts running about 30 feet away from you, Hargus. Now it is Jasper's turn.
All right, 2 more glittering arrows fired at each of the doggies and the old lady. So first one will be for old Winnie. Come on, do something decent. I missed against her. Son of a gun. Oh, I hit the dog for sure, though. I hit the dog super hard, so...
Was that with disadvantage?
Against the dog? No, because he's within... Son of a gun! Oh, come on, one more good one. Yes, natural 20. So, just the normal one, yeah.
Okay, so you still hit it. Okay, go ahead and roll damage.
Pete. 9, 10, 14 to the puppers.
Okay, so you just shoot it like right in its face, and now that it's wounded like heavily, you start seeing these like black smoke or something like pouring out of its wounds.
That sounds
clearly not a natural doggy.
It's a bad doggy. It's a bad doggy.
Like you see, like you managed to like blast like half its face off with that radiant energy. You see its like teeth, and everything, and it's just like black underneath, and you just see the smoke and like shadowy something pouring off of it and leaking out of its wounds, and it's just growling, and it looks heavily wounded.
Just kill it. Kill it.
Now it is Hargus's turn.
Okay, healing word on Jasper. I believe I get 3 of them now at 4th level. Is that correct?
I don't think you have 4th level spells yet.
Oh,
might have second.
Yeah,
level.
but
We've got 2nd level.
Okay. So would it be 2 or 1? 2.
So if you cast it at 2nd level, it's 2d4 plus 4. If you cast it with a 1st level spell slot, it's 1d4 plus 4. So what kind of spell slot are you going to use?
I would use it as a 2nd level spell then, because I'm trying to... It is a 2nd level spell. I thought because... I don't know.
It's a 1st level spell, but...
So basically, it's 1st level, but if you cast it with a higher spell, it's more powerful.
Well, I'll cast it as a 2nd level spell then.
Okay,
which is
so
what
you
I can
cast
do.
it with the 2nd level spell slot, and it's 2d4 plus 4.
Okay.
Thank you, Hargus.
No,
so,
fine.
6 plus...
those spells are
4,
very difficult.
10.
Okay, that's a good one. So 10 points of healing for Jasper.
Thank you.
And do you want to chase after Winnie? She's about 30 feet away from you, just running for it.
How much further down are you? Are you still limping?
I mean, I took a hit, but I'm basically, I'm just going, kill the dog, kill the dog. It's a monster dog.
Do you want to move over closer to the dog or chase after Winnie?
I'll go after the dog. He's probably more likely to get Winnie than I am.
Okay, so you move over next to Jasper.
Correct.
Okay, the dog shows no fear, and it keeps doing what its master told, which was attack, kill the gnome. So it's going to try and attack again. And that time it did not roll 3, finally. That's a 17 to hit. All right, you take...
oh, no.
That's
big bite.
14 points of piercing damage.
Well, instead of attacking the dog, I guess I'll be healing Jasper again.
Ouch, 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 ouch.
Make a strength saving.
Okay, I'm really good at those. 11 minus 1. 10.
Okay, so it jumps onto you and just digs its teeth into your shoulder and knocks you over. So you're prone now, just lying on the ground as it just keeps trying to attack you. So that's its turn. Winnie just dashes away 60 feet into the woods. And Jasper, you're up.
All right, Jasper is pretty
Got
hurt.
a dog just on top of you. Just...
He's gonna fumble around and he's gonna take out one of his big healing poultices and slap it on the giant wound on his chest there.
As you're like holding it away with your other hand.
Yeah. Well, he's got his bow up there and it's like in the dog's mouth and it's like, and then he like splats it on there for a good sized splat of healing. It's gonna be 2d8 plus. Let's see how much healing I get here. 6 plus 1 for 9 points of healing.
Okay. So you splat that over the bleeding wound that it just bit out of you, and it immediately kind of stops bleeding, and you feel a little better, but it's still trying to bite you.
He's going to... Would this thing be kind of... It's not restrained at all on top of me, or like kind of in like a grapple, like if it's grappling it, so it's not a grapple that it's got me in? No? Okay.
No, you're just prone.
Well, I'll bring out one of my arrows that have one of the new kind of fire things in on it. Actually, no, this is one of the balls that burst into flame, and just slap it on the back of the thing, and it makes a dex save.
Is that a bonus action?
It seems very quick, like he expended something to make it quicker than...
Okay.
And it is a, very low level thing, so... Yeah, dex save.
Okay, so Hargus, you see Jasper move extremely quickly as he... And that is probably a fail.
7, all right.
7, so yeah, it does not expect you to move that quickly.
And so there's this giant flash of just piercing white light, like a fire burning as hot as any fire you've ever seen, that kind of like sprays off the back, and it does a whopping 2 points of radiant damage.
Okay, so maybe not as bright.
Still very bright. Very
bright. But it still just really hates that light, and so it recoils definitely from that. And Hargus, you're up. The dog definitely looks wounded now. Like it's got shadowy smoke just pouring out of all of its wounds. Like it is some kind of supernatural creature for sure. And it does not look like it's holding itself together very well.
Okay. Channel a little prayer as I try to run the damn thing through.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack roll.
1!
Oh no! It's not ideal.
It's a miss.
With my modifiers, that's a 4.
Bonus action healing word. bonus action.
You remember you can give it inspiration as a bonus action too, bardic inspiration.
Oh, I had another.
Which can be
I
useful.
had another inspiration I could have used to roll against her.
Oh, you can only have one inspiration at a time, actually. So you either have it or you don't. It doesn't stack.
Bardic inspiration,
which is the incentive to use it. So yeah, if you want, you can give him bardic
or
inspiration.
Bonus action healing word.
Bardic inspiration.
Oh, you can do that too.
Bonus action healing word. Bonus action healing word.
Do you have another second level slot or first level?
I have 3 and I've used 2. Remember, I tried to do sleep. 4.
Yeah.
6.
Okay.
That's 4. Is 10. No, that's 8.
8 points of healing.
Okay. 8
thank you. Thank you. Freaking dog.
All right, and now it's Abishai's turn.
Going to take those points right away.
And I assume
I should have said that.
Yeah.
I would have stood up. Didn't try and go anywhere, but
you did. Right. That's all my second level spells.
Okay, so you scramble to your gnomish feet, and it's going to try and bite you again. But that's only a 13. Okay. So manages to grab your clothes and kind of bite a little bit, but not as hard as
Get your teeth off my vest.
Okay. And so that's only 7 points of piercing damage. Oh, reduced to 3. So 3 points of piercing damage. Little graze. Make another strength saving throw.
Me just barely. That's an 18. -1. So 17.
Okay. So it grabs your clothes. You feel its teeth graze you a little bit and stuff, and you manage to stay at your feet and not get knocked prone.
Oh, boy.
Now it's your turn,
all right.
Jasper.
Are we doing flanking at all?
It depends. If you want to, then the enemies can flank you too. So,
what do you think? What do you think? Should we do it or not?
All right. So flanking this turn.
Yeah, I guess that's my question. Are we going to do it or not?
Basically, it means you get advantage if you're on opposite sides.
So I would pivot around. If we're going to do it, I would pivot around so that he would be somewhat distracted by Hargus behind him, and as he looked back once, I'd try and put another arrow in him.
You can definitely turn it on, but that'll turn it on for enemies too.
Yeah, so I don't know. What do you think? Should we do it or no? I guess it's up to you whether you want to have that mechanic active for this campaign or no. Whatever you're up for.
Why can't I find True Strike?
That's another tough one to use.
Yeah.
I can't even read. I can't even find it to read about.
Your call, Austin.
Basically, use your action to. I mean, it's
there.
Up
It is.
to you.
I found it.
Sounds
go
like
ahead,
you guys
I
are
think
okay with it. So
I've always liked flanking.
Okay. So
yeah,
flanking is turned on for the rest of the campaign. Well,
I'll pivot around and try and put one more arrow in him. And this will just be a good old-fashioned little fire arrow. No, you know what? He'll stick with his flash bombs. It seems to not like the radiant aspect of it, so he's going to stick with another flash bomb and just dex save right on top of him.
Yeah, you see this shadowy essence leaking out, and you're like,
he's going to try and smack one right inside there.
And it fails. So go ahead and roll damage.
Dex save. Oh, 8 on that one. 8 radiant. No, he froze again. The dog's just in terror as it freezes. Are you back? Nope, he moved a little bit. Yeah, he froze up, so. Man, this old lady, what do you think her deal is? So she's like some denizen of the shadow plane.
Yeah, that's what my fear is.
She's been chilling here for so long, just like kicking it. Right? Pretty innocuous for all these years.
kind of along the same things as our previous adventure in a
Yeah.
way. I mean, the energy aspect and I mean, this is more
Yeah.
non-physical, so it makes me think she's here to watch the portal
Yeah.
for
Yeah. Could
something,
be a.
or she's from the portal and part of it, like a guardian or a watch person.
Yeah.
Um,
That would be interesting.
I don't know. I'm getting a little frustrated, not how ineffective I am, but
Yeah. So.
it'll come. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
enjoying
Bards
myself.
are. We
So
should talk sometime, and we can talk some bard strategy. There are. You don't get a lot of damaging stuff as an early level bard. Bards are really geared
no.
towards a lot of the support stuff, and then doing
Well,
skill and stuff.
normally I would just be storing healing spells,
Yeah.
and that's what
Yep.
I've been doing. But tonight it seemed like I needed to be more
Stuck.
of a
Yeah.
active
Yeah. Yeah.
combatant.
Which.
But the spells I picked, I didn't
Yeah.
have a good
We should
understanding
we
of
should
them, and
talk
they
sometime if you've
fell
got
through.
time to
So
go
we'll go.
over your spell list. I've
Yeah.
played a bard before, so I can coordinate with you on some bard combat tactics and stuff, just to kind of get you more familiar with spells, so that we can figure out something. How like True Strike isn't very good most of the time, and Crown of Madness is a tramp.
Yeah,
No, I'm just playing around,
Yeah.
experimenting.
I
It
also
sounds awesome.
linked. I also linked
But
a article for you, Scott, on your PC page on
is that
Rothaden
one?
PC.
Yeah, I believe I. Is it the one you sent me several weeks ago?
Yeah, it was a while ago. It was like when I first
Yeah,
started this campaign and stuff. But it
I did
actually
read
talks
that a
about
couple of times.
making your specific subclass of the College of Valor. So I think it'll be pretty
Yeah.
helpful for
Figure out some
Sure.
tricks.
just kind of. It's like a 101 thing, so it could be pretty useful. Anyway, the so that last flash bomb lands. You throw it at Abishai, and there's a flash, and then suddenly the dog shape of Abishai just ceases to exist, and he just turns into this amorphous smoke that just
Mm.
dissipates into the wind as you hear just this kind of echo.
Oh man.
Well, I did read that article, and it didn't go into a
Mm.
lot of details. It was like a fluff piece on, like a fan piece on
Mm.
bards. It didn't really talk strategy or anything. It talked about the schools, but it didn't say how to
Right.
use
Right.
them, or it didn't mention subclasses. Most of the things I took for my bard were what I felt like would be in line with my storyline and
Yeah.
stuff for the bard. Like I took
Yeah. Yeah.
acting and stuff, which
Abishai is
I like, but
Yeah.
you know, like you say, mainly that's what I've gotten is bards are pretty
Yeah.
much
They can
support.
do some good damage a little bit
But
later on, but
you know,
yeah,
I'm enjoying it.
at low levels
You
it can
know,
be hard to get the good damage for them though.
no,
Yeah.
I'm good.
Once you get, you can get Shatter at level 2 or 3, I forget. Shatter's a pretty good damaging spell.
I'll
Hey,
go
Austin,
3. I'll look at it.
okay.
you back?
Anyway,
Good.
yeah, I'm here. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, that article just tells you like some offensive spells you can choose, some
No, I
some
read it a couple of
ones.
times. It didn't have a lot of. It wasn't any great eye opener. I mean, I
Oh,
read
okay.
it several times and
Yeah,
it did help.
we
But
can talk.
you
We'll
know,
strategize.
instead reading the spells and then
Yeah,
understanding them.
yeah.
But
There's a lot.
you know, it's good. I mean, we're
Yep.
fourth level, so
Yeah.
we're good.
Yeah.
It's just in a
Uh,
situation like this. I'm used to being a door opener, and
yeah.
now I'm
Yeah, like
support.
you're saying.
So you know,
Yeah, it can definitely be an adjustment.
that's what it
Okay.
is.
Anyway, so
Okay.
Abishai is no more, and
And
what do
Winifred
you
has
guys do
disappeared
now?
into the forest.
Yes.
We could
You
race
look
for the
out.
portal and see if she's trying to
Pretty
get
good
there.
guess where she's going. All right. Geez. I
I don't
I'm
know.
not even sure. How
Go ahead.
damaged did she look to you? Did she look like she was hurt much at all? I mean, she's kind of
It was just like Abishai until he started leaking smoke. I know the one time I stabbed her, it seemed like it didn't feel right, and she didn't seem to have much of a care about it.
You barely drew blood at all. She seemed a lot harder than she was.
I mean, I think it's pretty obvious where she's going, right? She's going for the portal.
Well, I'm pretty much done with spells except for cantrips. I have healing potions, though.
Actually, I do have one as well, and I will drink a healing potion. I've got a few. Thanks. Want to... do you think there's anything of interest in checking out inside of her little hut here? Maybe, I don't know if there's anything valuable in there that we could look at. Something that might...
Well, she may have wrote something down. Let's see. We might as well see.
I take a healing potion for a massive 5 points of healing. All right.
I have more.
What's that?
But...
I didn't hear what you said, Austin.
Oh, me. Yeah, not the tastiest health potion.
This one's flat. I hate it when they go flat. I like when they still got the bubbles in them.
Well, maybe she has
this one's gone flat. All right.
There is a cauldron of... There is a small cooking pot with health potion.
Does it smell good? Does it smell done?
I mean, it's still boiling, and you would actually know that. Yeah, it'll take a little bit longer to cook and stuff. But yeah, she left there. What does it take? 8 hours to make one? Yeah. Okay. So we'll say it's got like 2 hours left or something. If you
I grabbed the stick that she's got in there to stir it and check the viscosity and let it drip down a couple times. I'm like, all right, got a little bit longer, but it's almost done.
Still a little thin.
Gotta wait for it to thicken up just a little bit. All right. I guess let's check out this hut and we'll see if there's anything useful in there. She bolted without much concern, so I kind of doubt it, but we got to check, right? Make sure it's... All right.
Right.
I'll pull out my telescoping pole and just whisper the command word pop, and as it telescopes out, I'll is it a push or a pull door? Is it a push or a pull door?
You go up.
Yeah.
Her door. Let's see. Just a second. Okay. It's a normal door. It's a pull door. It seems to be locked.
Okay. I could actually give it a go. I'm not very good at these things, but and he pulls out a little. Are you any good with these? Just holding up some thieves' tools. I'm all right, but I'm not the greatest.
Oh, I can give it a try.
All right. Yeah, give it.
You actually have to be proficient with them in order to use them.
I'm really bad with them. Here, you take them. I don't need them.
There's brand break when you need them.
Is there an open?
Well, actually, I don't think I have to be proficient.
Is there a window?
Right? I have a chance.
With thieves' tools, you do. Other tools you can
there a
try,
window?
but yeah. There are no windows on it, actually.
Yeah. I almost took it, but I went with art.
What do you say we just 1, 2, 3 break this door down? Okay. We'll coordinate a 1, 2, 3 and charge at it and try and put our shoulders into it.
Do we see anything heavy for bludgeoning we could use?
I don't.
Instead?
Yeah, do you want to try and break it down or just like push it down?
Yeah, I mean, if it looks like, I imagine a simply built door frame.
What kind of hinges does it have?
Hammer out the hinges.
Are they metal or leather?
I say we just try and break the door down. Yeah.
Let's just break it down. Well, I have a hammer and chisels. Yeah, on spikes and
that would
hammer
take out.
Chisel.
Yeah, we could take out the hinges of the door pretty quickly with that.
I call it the lockpick.
That's the barbarian lockpick. I know he's
He's
stunned.
stunned.
He's
He's
stunned by the
shocked.
genius of our plan.
Frozen. I know.
Yeah, we'll
So let's just do
start
that.
hammering.
Well, it has
Yeah, I mean
regular hinges.
seriously,
They always
it
like
would
to
take
ask
a pretty good bit of modern construction to withstand just bashing through the hinges and hammers. So yeah, we get through that pretty quick.
It's got a lock on it. It probably has metal hinges, but yeah.
Could be. That's fine. It'll give us enough time for that healing potion to finish up while you bash at him. How did you get hit in that fight at all, or was she just after me the whole time?
Not at all. Not at all.
Oh, man,
She was after you for some reason. I guess she didn't like your height.
Okay.
She was your good
So
look.
make a strength check with your hammer.
Bust
to
off
try
the
and
hinges?
Break the hinges
All right,
off.
go for it, buddy.
I don't have a strength check per se. I have 15.
Well, what's your strength? Okay, so yeah,
11.
you just roll a d20 and straight roll. 15.
15.
I imagine that'll do it as soon as he unfreezes here. I think he'll be. I think it'll be.
If I have a hammer and chisel, I think it would just be a matter of number of
preload.
strikes.
Are you back, Austin? Ugh. Hey, buddy.
It's gonna be looking at.
Sorry, man.
Gosh, it's just it like didn't do it at all during the fight. Now it's
Catching
like
up to you.
constant. Okay, yeah, that's definitely enough. Yeah, you
I'm
you
feeling
hammer
good myself, so
We're good.
don't get too stressed.
you
Seems
you
like we're all
hammer away
freezing
the
up.
Oh no.
hinges and they break off the door.
Hey, you're there.
Hello?
You're there. Yep.
My back. Okay, you break off the hinges and you you manage to pull the door off and it's completely ruined now.
Yep.
And falls to the ground.
That'll
It's
teach her.
pretty dark inside.
Rude.
And kind of musty. You look inside, and it's completely empty in there. Like you look inside and see a completely empty room in the dark.
Bullseye lantern.
As you shine your lantern in there, you look around, you see cobwebs, you see just like dust in there. It looks like nobody goes in here at all. Both of you make perception checks.
Looking for her bones. 7.
Got a whopping.
So 8.
8. Got a 9 over here, so back up. Jeez, the rolls this game.
Okay. You just shining it in from where you're at.
Early on.
Shining it in from where you're at, you can't really. Yeah, it just looks like a completely empty, abandoned house that is not.
I wonder if this whole thing was just a front, and just all of it, just made to have an appearance. Although again, I can't figure out why the sham. But I'll take my long pole and wave it around in front of me as I walk in, and kind of stretch around, because I've been told to check for traps, and I'm going to do that. And this is how he checks for traps. He just waves the stick around. So, wave it around.
Okay. You tap the walls, you tap the ceiling, the floor, nothing happens. You get a whole bunch of cobwebs all over your pole. And as you walk inside the room, there's just this very faint sound. And it sounds like a young girl crying.
What?
Like you just hear the sound of a little girl just...
Where is it coming from?
It seems to be coming from everywhere. Like it seems to be omnipresent in this room. Like very faint, very, very just like sort of... Almost like it's like an underwater sort of thing, like it's like you're underwater and you hear just like these glimpses of just And at first, and for a few seconds, you're like, "What was that?" And then there's nothing, and then you hear it again. It's
Try and
really weird.
whisper back.
Let's get on our hands and knees, check the floor.
Emily? Just saying to the air, Emily.
There's no response. You just hear the crying.
Is scuff the floor? Is there any hidden doors or hatches, portals?
Make another perception check.
Better 14.
Oh, that would be a 6 with
16.
my modifiers. Couldn't last forever. It was going good tonight.
I got a 14.
You know,
I got a 14.
Dog attacked. A park smack started a fight.
Okay, so Hargus, it's just too dark in here for your human eyes. You can't see anything, even with your lantern. You know, it's just hard to see stuff. However, you, Jasper, you look around. Wave away more cobwebs and stuff. The floor is just like dirt.
Right.
Like it's just packed dirt. There's no floorboards or anything. It's undisturbed, just dusty. However, in the corner, buried under a little bit of like dirt and gravel and dust, you find what appears to be a old bronze necklace.
Okay.
Just a little bronze chain, necklace, covered in dust in the corner. But you don't find any openings. You hear that crying just sort of omnipresently.
Does it seem to be coming any more focused from the necklace at all or anything? Like as he's like looking around, checking the corners, like sweeping stuff around, he's like checking the floor, seeing if there's a trapdoor anywhere in the floor or something like that, and he comes across it there.
Yeah, you raised up up a big cloud of dirt in the air, which is probably why Hargus can't see anything with the lantern on. But there's nothing. Like, it looks like this dirt hasn't been disturbed in a long time. And it looks like that necklace has long been forgotten, just sort of under that pile of dirt or whatever.
Oh boy.
But yeah, it's old and dirty, but it's pretty.
Going to. Okay. Jasper's gonna draw out a dagger because he rolled a pretty high intelligence check, and just in case, he's gonna take out a dagger and pick up the chain on the blade of the dagger and kind of look at it without touching it, because he remembers that some crazy things can happen with magical items if you touch them. Something he heard about once. Oh no, I think I lost both of you. You're here? Oh, we just lost him again. So yeah, thankfully I rolled a 17 on my intelligence check, so I've decided he's going to be cautious. Okay, cool.
Okay, I'm back.
So I rolled a 17 on an intelligence check, so I decided he remembered or heard something once that he's going to play it cautious here, and he's looking at it. Just kind of like blowing it off, like take it out into the sunlight and see if he can see anything on it out in the sunlight.
Okay. You take it outside. It seems to be made of a sort of burnished bronze. Very simple necklace. There's a, covered in dirt and stuff, obviously, but you don't see any like markings on it or anything like that. It's just a simple. So
just the chain, no
necklace.
Pendant or anything on it, just the chain.
It's just a chain necklace. Yeah, bronze chain. They're like bronze sort of scales almost. Like there's like a chain, but then they're covered with like scales on the front, so they almost look like a chain of pearls, but it's made of bronze. It's like that.
I wonder if we could get the wizard galvanized.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Maybe he could take a look at this and see if we could figure something out. I'm in no shape to be taking on Winifred, apparently. She'd apparently just destroy me with her bolts of fire that just those things really hurt. And yeah, we didn't seem to be doing much damage. I'd have to prepare more arrows. I don't. Yeah, that took literally all of my biggest attacks.
I blew everything I
Okay.
had, and it had no
Actually,
effect. She shrugged off every spell I
he'll
actually threw
pull
at
out
her.
like a spare pouch that he uses to collect herbs and stuff, and slide the chain into there and just put that into a pocket, and then he'll bring out one of his little glue tubes that he uses to do his mage armor, or not his mage armor, but used to activate his armor, and he'll kind of apply it onto the armor pieces, little bits of leather on there, and try and spark them and light them on fire, and he'll just like try and spark them and like bloody hell, and he can't get them to light, and he's just like, I really frustrated. He's like, it's not working. All right, forget it. I don't know. Sometimes it's a bum batch, I guess, but this one won't activate. So anyway, I could have used a little extra armor in that fight, but all right. Should we get back then to wizard? I guess we should get Bran for one, and maybe we could get the wizard on our side here. As you say,
I think so. I think we should go see if we can light a fire under the wizard. We'll see if it works. I mean, maybe this might be enough to, galvanize him into doing something. Who knows?
Yeah, it's worth.
I think the ink from his papers might have addled his brain. I don't know.
Maybe.
But
Maybe.
let's give it a try.
Wait a minute. Go in there and just listen for that crying sound again. It's so infuriating that we can hear her crying but can't see her. Is she still crying in there? I'm gonna stay out here with the chain.
Let me see. 10.
You go in there.
I got a brand new rolling tower.
You go in there, and yeah, you can hear just this very faint little girl's crying sounds. You cannot tell where they come from. Yeah, it just seems to be omnipresent.
Well, let me make another roll to check. I guess it would be against intelligence. I want to check my lore. I mean, 17. And I got at least an 18 with that. Just have I heard of anything similar to this?
I don't know. I don't think you have
history.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
You're pretty baffled. Like, you search through your mind, and you're pretty sure that you've never heard of anything like this. It's like she's, it's like you can hear her, but she's not here. Like, it's baffling. You're not quite sure. Never heard of anything like this before.
That's it. I'll come back out disappointed. I don't know. I hear it, but I have no clue what it is. Not in any of my experience have I encountered anything like this. Well, I've heard old stories about and initially I thought a jewel of holding, which can be a prison, but I don't think that is it. This necklace has obviously not been disturbed for quite a while.
Something similar, so
but who knows?
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe I mean, if Davis, is up on his wizardry, he might be able to do some magic detection or things like that. I know there used to be some of the gnome artificers would be able to detect magic, and they could detect what sort of spells were being used for things, and knew lots about spells and that sort of. There's some sort of magic thing, but maybe he can give us more information about it. Yeah, it seems like it'd be a good one to bring in. Hopefully he's willing to give us some information on it. I mean, I suppose the direct route is going straight to
there's nothing to do but...
Go ahead. Go ahead.
To what? Well, there's nothing to do but let's go to him while we still have daylight, and we can get a hold of people. I mean, it can't be more than what, 2 o'clock, in spite of our long drawn out
Yeah,
battle.
I think probably about that time, right? Austin, round 2 probably. Sorry, buddy.
Okay, I'm back.
Round 2 probably.
Ugh.
Round 2 probably.
Huh?
The time. The time is
Round
round
two,
2
what?
maybe.
Uh, let's see. 2 o'clock. Yeah, I'd say 2:30 or so.
All right. Let me check this potion
So,
here, and he checks the healing
what's
potion to
that
see
else?
if it's done yet or if it needs some more time.
Yeah, I mean, it had about 2 hours left. So if you want to take a couple short rests or whatever, wait for 2 hours, you can. Or
Let's get back to town and try and bring Davis and Bran in on this, and we can rest up after we're all together, maybe back here or wherever, so we can talk about it. This should go for a little bit longer here, so I don't want to waste time just sitting here while she goes off to prepare whatever she's preparing. So
It's pretty bizarre.
yeah, it is.
I have no
neither
insight
do I.
into
I don't have any idea what she's at. Strange.
I mean, what would a creature like this be doing here? All I can think is guardian, watchdog,
Perhaps.
for the portal, I would say.
Yeah,
But
again, she's
who
been here
knows?
for so long, so I don't know. Yeah, it's very odd.
But what is this tie in with the girl? Maybe she's a food source.
I don't know.
I mean, if this is incorporeal being, she could be feeding off anything.
We'll be walking back to town, talking about this.
While we're talking about this.
But I mean, she's again. It
Okay.
gets back to her.
Yeah,
She's been here for so long. Like, she can't have, unless she only needs to eat once every 100 years or something like that. Which I suppose is possible. But I don't know. They want her for something. And she's still alive, though, or apparently, if this crying we're hearing is her.
That's so frustrating.
It's very odd.
And I don't know. We don't have a little resource to do anything. That's another frustrating aspect of it.
That old bird really kicked my butt. And her bloody dog.
Yeah.
Like, rubs.
Yeah, I did not see that fight coming. I was actually pretty cocky going into this. I thought, we'll slap her around a little. We'll get the answers we want.
I actually. Yes.
But then that happened.
The worst part about it being her is that I seriously doubt I'm going to get that clairvoyance spell out of her now. Or potion, I should say, not spell, that clairvoyance potion.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Probably going to happen, laddie.
It's unfortunate. And she really interrupted our plan here, because we still haven't talked to the bloody elf girl. That bloody historian.
All off her schedule now. It's horrible.
What the heck?
But the thing is
right.
All we have is questions. We haven't got any answers.
Yeah.
Although maybe we're getting warm. We're getting baked potato warm, not snake bite warm.
At least we can...
Although I think we prefer snake bit.
At least we can focus our questions on one particular person now. He'll bring out his crickets, which are probably getting pretty low at this point. He's been kind of, nervously munching on crickets. And
sharing them with everybody.
No one else has really eaten many, but he's definitely been nervously munching on them, throughout this whole process. Yeah, he's a nervous. Yeah. You got to crunch when you're under pressure. You just need something to crunch on. So.
Oh, the gods of darkness.
So I guess.
Gods
back
of
to
darkness.
We could swing by the inn and pick up Bran. Maybe. Try and get him over to the wizard tower with us. Just make something together.
Well, he can walk.
Exactly,
Watch our backs at least.
All right. Yeah.
Whether he's not much of a conversationalist when he's not getting tied to a table.
Is are we able to pick him up at the inn? Okay.
Yeah, we can
Okay.
just
Yeah, we'll
end there
grab
for
him.
tonight.
Just
And I will. Yeah, we'll just try and make sure that
Actually
he's
awake
there
right
next
now.
time.
Scott's all
Hard
perky
to
and yeah,
wrap it
we're
up.
not all here. Gosh, it's the worst timing.
I was hoping he'd
Yeah,
join
then he might
eventually or
chime
something.
in.
He'd see, I've contacted him on every way I know how. I texted and
Duster.
Well,
everything else.
we can entice him with the promise of a whore. That's cheap.
But with
He's gonna
We'll
be
buy
sad he
you a
missed out on
minstrel.
big.
I mean,
yeah, he'll be sad he missed the fight, but he'll be happy.
would you call
Yeah,
me a
he'll
minstrel?
be sad he missed the fight, but he'll be happy he can make fun of us for getting beat up by an old woman. So,
Well,
Yeah.
he can be happy I quoted
There
the
you go.
bard in his honor.
Yeah, that was
Well,
fun.
I enjoyed
That was
it.
fun.
The interaction was fun.
She played it real
Seems like
cool.
we
Well,
have a
you
good
guys.
That one.
Yep.
I just, that's in gaming wise. Well, there's a lot of things we do that are so much, the things you would expect to discover, at a much higher level, including this crazy
Hey.
gaseous form lady. Like, is she just a construct with some sort of energy
I don't know.
creature inside? That's what it seems like. I could very easily see the dog and her both
Yeah.
being the same kind of being or the
Yeah.
same. You know what I mean? It could be both the same
I
thing.
put a couple good sized
If they're
arrows into
gaseous.
her, and she didn't seem to mind too much. So it's a beefy gal.
And I resent her for it.
Um,
Give me a straightforward murder.
just a good old fashioned murder.
When I beat an old lady, I want her to stay beat.
Oh man, yeah. No, she was a tough old bird. She,
Yeah, well, that was. I don't know. Are we going to get any answers? We may find a girl, but are we ever actually going to get any answers here?
I have faith. I have faith. We'll be able to crack this nut. We're already there. We just got to figure out the particulars. I mean, just finding.
Just anticipation
I was
wise.
going to say, just finding out
Go
that
ahead.
she's the one who's involved with the disappearance and the shadow plane. That's the big ticket lead that we needed. That's the break we needed in this case. The real.
Yeah. Well, I wonder. One of our other suspect, one of the people we had scheduled to interview tonight, I'm hoping one of them has some insight now that we've got these details
Yeah.
that'll help us.
Yeah.
Like the Elvish lady. The Elvish lady could be another watcher, and the whole historian aspect of it is just an excuse for her to be sniffing around.
I think that she's the historian lady has heard about the ruins and maybe the things adjacent to it, as part of her. Yeah, I think she's interested in the actual historical side of the things. But
I don't know. She was just awfully mysterious.
Yep.
And she was acting kind of, I guess, ambiguous would be the word.
Yep.
Not interested in being involved.
Maybe somehow.
No, she wouldn't even talk about what she was doing.
Maybe somehow her investigation of the ruins spurred the kidnapping by Winifred. I can't think of why that would be, but maybe that brought it on for some reason.
The lazy part of me is hoping either her or the wizard will. I would hope that maybe it'd wake up the wizard, but either her or the wizard will give us some, trail to follow or lead us by the nose or something. Because I think it's either whatever we do, we're going to end up.
Oh, I think so. Yeah, I think that's for sure.
And the portal does not appeal
No,
to
it
me.
sounds pretty bad.
But we'll learn.
Brand's description of it was fairly negative. But now we've got this really big time crunch. Like, do we have time to take a long rest and go in there with all that we got, or is like, like, I mean, she knows we're right behind her.
It seems like we need a tool or something to navigate the caves. We need a guide or a tool or something. Because
Are you thinking of trying to break into the further parts of the cave?
if I remember right, we were attacked or something tried to take us the last time we went in.
You're thinking.
I don't remember exactly what happened.
Well, there was the cave in.
Something happened.
Basically, the whole thing had been caved in,
Yeah.
and then we found the secret portal off to the side.
Right. But I can't remember the exact details, but I know we had somebody
Right,
go
Bram.
into the portal and then
Yeah.
scramble back
Yeah.
out because it was
Yeah, he's getting
Inca
jacked
was
up
trying to
in
get it.
There's like two portals. Like when you went in,
Yeah.
there was two portals like spaced apart, and he was getting jacked up by shadow monsters while he was kind of in the in between space with like nasty.
Which is very likely what Winifred
Yeah, could
was
be.
one of these
Yeah,
shadow
and she was
creatures, and the dog,
and her
and her little dog too.
her
So,
dastardly little dog.
yeah, bastard. No,
Probably.
sorry.
I mean, probably
Probably
a real
most
son
likely.
of a bitch. That. Yep.
Son of a bitch. No, anyway.
All right, man. Well, that was fun.
I don't have any insight in this. I don't even have paranoid insight like I did in the last game. I just
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's
Tommy's
a chin scratcher. A real mystery. So. All right, man.
Well, have a
do.
good night. I
See you
enjoyed
later.
it.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.